What's up, gamers? Hi, Guardians, and hello, Internet. Welcome to another Sloop Gaming video. Before we get into this week at Destiny, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of the support, not just here on YouTube, but also for my live streams on Twitch. I can't express how thankful I am of not just the consistent views, but the comments here on YouTube, just a lot of the kind words. It really means a lot to me. And I'm trying every day to, have fun and deliver the best informative and entertaining content that I can deliver as a new creator. So again, thank you. Really appreciate it. Much love. Big ups to everyone. And let's get into this week's Twid. This week in Destiny, June 29th, in the Lord year of 2023. This one's written by Sam. How you doing, Sam? Happy Twids Day, Guardians. Oh, goodness, has this month flown by. I'll tell you what, man. It's not just this month. It's this whole year. I mean, June 29th, I just blinked my eyes and all of a sudden we're at the halfway point. It's incredible. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's staying healthy, and I hope everyone enjoying the game, despite a lot of drama and belly aching. So let's see what Bungie has to say this week. Personally, I spent most of it fishing, but we know so many of you have been deep diving, hanging out with Asa, and probably also catching fishies. Let's get started with what you might have missed last week. All right, I just got to stop it right here. Let's not go too over the top with the whole fishing experience. The fishing is fine. A lot of RPG MMOs have fishing incorporated in the game. But as I mentioned in previous videos, as well as the 0 Hour podcast, I'm not logging on to Destiny to go fishing, right? It's a side activity. And I know he's just making light and looking to break the ice here in the Twid. But it just seems like the part of the overall frustration of the Destiny community is our end game revolves around fishing and fishing related commentary, and there's so many other issues going on. But I hope you're having fun fishing. I don't know. It's just it is what it is. I'm just not logging on to go fishing. I haven't even started the exotic quest yet. I'm going to be doing that today. But, again, it's a side activity, not necessarily something that, I think the majority of the community is clicking their heels over. Last week's Twid, the Throne World Fishing Rally kicked off. An announcement for the Bungie Day Giving Festival. Always good. Get ready for Bungie Day festivities the week of July 7th. Coincidence? Our mid-season weapon tuning preview is coming in early July. Always good. Player support report. I'm sure it's a snake tongue's length long. Art of the week, a movie of the week showcase. And this week we got an update on game stability and next steps. Okay. Next week is Lucky Week in fishing. There you go, folks. The Witness's Origins cutscene. Very cool. Final round of hashtag Drown in the Drip. All right. Current Prime Gaming drop extended to July 19th. Community Emblem competition. Oh boy. The latest update from the player support team. This week's Art of the Week and Movie of the Week picks. So 2 of this week's bullet points are just, I hate to use it, reskins of last week's bullet points. I don't know, just saying. An update on game stability and next steps. First up, we have an update from the engineering team. The services that power Destiny 2 are a critical part of every player's experience, and we are committed to improving stability and reliability long term. Last month, we spoke about the backend upgrades we implemented to prepare for the year of Lightfall and service stability issues that have recently affected players. Today, we'd like to dive into some of the technical details about Destiny 2 service stability and provide a deeper layer of transparency about what we are doing to improve it throughout the upcoming seasons. In preparation for Lightfall and for future large releases, we invested a wide effort and to update our internal services with the long-term goal of improving scalability, maintenance, and levels of support for our service infrastructure. Specifically, we wanted to ensure that we have improved stability during moments or events of high player concurrency. This work resulted in the successful launches of both Lightfall and the Root of Nightmares World First Raise. Both performed more smoothly than prior launches, and we expect that trend to continue for future releases. However, we identified several issues with those changes that we are working to correct. Improving our infrastructure. All right, so, okay. We're going to elaborate more, and I really should just reiterate through, but I just want to stop right here to make this point. So, these first two paragraphs basically is just a reiteration of what they've already communicated to us. And then they're like, well, wait a second. After everything that we said is going to make things better, we've identified several issues, right? So in the world of corporate speak, right? So there's like straight up accountability, and then there's like verbiage, right? So this is, I don't know if they're saying like this going to be the scapegoat, but me initially reading, and I think most people, these first two paragraphs, I think your initial reaction is, okay, well, you're just using that as a scapegoat. You still need to work on your engine, right? Like everyone says, replace the engine. What's your plan in the long term? You just mentioned long term of the engine, right? So I think that immediately just like pops up to your head. I'm not saying that they're going to be specifically talking about the point that I just made. I'm just making the point that this is what initially pops into everyone's head, into the community's mindset when they read this type of introduction or this blurb or blip on social media, whether it be from the Destiny 2 team or a third party. Let's continue. Improving our infrastructure. When gameplay messages from Destiny 2 are received, they are sent to a key service called Claims, which then routes them onto the server that is responsible for your player data. This is an essential service for keeping the client and server in sync during every moment of gameplay. As you can imagine, this means Claims handles a tremendous amount of volume, routing every single kill, orb, or unit of Glimmer in Destiny 2 to the correct recipient. Ahead of Lightfall's launch, a few improvements were made to the Claims service. We made updates to some of its underlying communication technology and made changes that allowed Claims to scale out to more servers so that during moments of events of high concurrency, the service could make use of those extra resources and avoid getting bogged down. While the updates achieved our scale goals, we discovered issues around the service errors recovery functionality. Normally, if Claims had its communication channels disrupted to other services, it is designed to automatically restore these connections. These disruptions can happen for a wide variety of reasons, including hardware failures, network hitches, or problems with other services. However, despite rigorous testing, the updated system is not always recovering as expected in our live game environment. If these channels are permanently disrupted, this can be one of the causes behind Weasel, Baboon, or other error codes for a large subset of the player base. In other cases, even a rolling restart of our claim service is not always enough to restore the service. Instead, a full restart of our Destiny 2 services must be performed to restore the claim system, which we are rapidly working to correct. Wait a second. So basically, it's just like, if I have a computer problem at home, or like a tech, or a mechanical issue with a device at home, are you telling me Destiny just turns it off, unplugs it, plugs it back in, and turns it on again. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, right? But it's basically we just shut it off and turn it on again and hope everything corrects itself. Continuing on, fixing these claims issues is the very top priority of our services organization right now. Yeah, of course. But we must do it very carefully. Yes, without a doubt. Done incorrectly, we could unintentionally make stability for players worse or create new issues. So again, I mentioned the corporate speak, right? And again, it's either going to be, you know, direct, right? Or it's going to have some like verbiage to it, right? But the underlaying of corporate speak is also giving the organization an opportunity, specifically time, to follow through on the plan that they already have in place before the press release, or, you know, allow them time to actually like finalize the plan or even start it, right? Now, again, what I'm saying isn't like a fickle finger pointed at Bungie or the Sony Corporation or what have you, right? I'm just trying to bring light the mindset, right? Because a lot of what the community says is, how can Bungie say this? What are they thinking? Well, someone that's worked in a corporate environment like myself, a major Fortune 500 company, and worked very closely with marketing and other agents inside the organization when issues come up, positive, negative, gray area, and you know, they would consult myself, my team, and other team leads for information. You know, there's a plan and strategy that's put in place to communicate appropriately and effectively what is going on, so our consumer base, you know, acknowledges our transparency, but is also satisfied with any wait or downtime until ultimately what they expect comes to fruition. So I'm just trying to give you guys a little behind the scenes. Perhaps, again, I'm not there, I can't say specifically, but based on my experience, this is somewhat of the mindset. And I think a lot of the frustration with the Destiny community is you're trying to be fucking mind readers of these people, and you can't, right? But you just need to like just be patient and take a breath, and whatever anger or frustration you have, just really let it go, because like they're going to do whatever they have to do in order to effectively run their business, right? And like one of the core issues, one of the major pain points with their workflow is their server issues. So they're addressing it, right? They're being transparent here. But again, I'm just trying to give insight into the explanation and verbiage and what their mindset is when they're pushing this out. Hopefully it helps. So again, fixing these claims issues is the very top priority of our services organization right now, but we must do it very carefully. Done incorrectly, we could unintentionally make stability for players worse or create new issues. All right, again, the whole buying the time. I'm sure that is the case, but this sentence alone buys them an extensive amount of time, right? Considering all the backlash that's going on, is popular opinion. This is not a process that can happen overnight. And again, boldface highlighted right here, okay? And we must make sure that as we make these fixes, we guarantee that your gameplay messages get routed reliably so that your Destiny 2 experience remains smooth and stable. Although Claims is just one of many services which are receiving ongoing updates and maintenance to improve the stability and reliability of Destiny 2, the improvements we are making are a crucial step in both addressing the immediate issue players are experiencing, as well as better equipping us to deal with any potential future issues that may arise. The road ahead. To give everyone a clear understanding of our next steps to steadily improve game stability, we've developed a roadmap with key milestones over the next 2 seasons. All right, setting the expectations ongoing. We will continue to make improvements to our production and deployment processes to reduce the risk of disruptions for players while reducing our maintenance and deployment downtime windows. We are also constantly improve our response procedures for incident recovery to bring Destiny 2 back online as quickly as possible when incidents occur. This work has been ongoing and will continue throughout this timeline. Well, this ongoing, it's like, this is what's already been expected of you. I don't need a roadmap, but thank you for pointing that out. Mid-season 21, update 7.1.5. We will make targeted improvements to our logging and alerting systems, allowing us to diagnose issues more quickly with claims and related systems. These changes are designed to minimize the risk of further degrading stability, while helping us to confirm the effectiveness of fixes further out on the roadmap. Okay, before we get into the next bullet point, which is Season 22 launch, update 7.2.0. With the mid-season 21 update 7.1.5, this is what everyone's thinking right now. You're okay, Bungie, you're going to make targeted improvements that are going to allow you to diagnose and move more quickly. These changes are designed to minimize the risk, further degrading stability, etc., etc. Well, this is what is on the minds of the Destiny 2 community. All right, and I'll speak for everyone here. Is yeah, you should be making targeted improvements to your logging and alerting systems, right? To, you know, effectively update and upgrade and change and streamline the claim service on your servers, right? In order to prevent these baboon errors and things like that, right? Of course you should be doing that because you just recently merged with the Sony Corporation for billions of dollars, right? And this is what's popping into everyone's mind. Now, this is where I come to Sony and Bungie's defense, right? Just because two entities merge and there's billions of dollars involved doesn't mean the next day, the next month, the next quarter, or even like the next fiscal year, okay, that all that money is going to go downstream, right, to the newly acquired entity, which is Bungie in this case, and be distributed in an effective fashion to, you know, update, change, streamline all of their systems, which will ultimately affect further downstream the pipeline of their consumers and make us happy campers. Okay. There takes time, and for those cash flows to go downstream, right, to go to the right groups, there's an extensive accounting and checks and balance processes, right, and, you know, reports that need to be submitted and reviewed and ultimately decided upon by department heads, right, which already have dozens of other things on their plate, right? And again, I'm just trying to highlight and explain the reality of big business and corporate entities so that you, not just the Sloop Gaming community, not just the Destiny 2 community, but those outside of, you know, happen to watch this and listen to my angelic tones in covering this week's Twid, you know, just to kind of let you absorb what's going on. And it's frustrating. It really is. And Bungie's not going to say department head X is, you know, bogged down in paperwork and has 15 other decisions to make before he gets to, you know, consulting with accounting and the team liaison between Sony and Bungie to get these funds, you know, brought in to the maintenance team so they can either hire or third-party outsource or get new equipment or do whatever they have to do to bring everything that's in this Twid to ultimately come to fruition. Like it is indeed a process, right? So I think at the end of the day, and obviously we're going to continue reading this, if you're a fan of Destiny 2 and you enjoy the development team's product, right, of Destiny 2, and then you look forward to what's coming up with Marathon and whatever the other IP is, Matter, what have you, if you just enjoy logging on and playing despite the issues, right, and especially if you've been doing so for the 9-10 years that it's been a live service game, then you're gonna keep on doing it, man, right? Like, if the server issues now are a breaking point, then with everything else and all the other bullshit that's going on inside the company and inside the Destiny 2 community, you would have hit the fucking eject button years ago, man. But you haven't, right? So 9-10 year vet, chill out, man. Like, it is what it is. They're making an attempt here to be transparent, but a lot of these, like, I'll tell you, whoever is the group lead in maintenance, their fucking hands are tied, man, because I sincerely doubt that they can just like write blank checks and like put a final stamp of approval on implementing these things ASAP, right? There's a process. There's group leads that need to confer with each other. It's not just like, they go directly to, one person and all of a sudden a magic wand is waved and money's there and manpower is there and resources are there and it gets done. All right. So before you get, hot fingered on socials, ready to fucking lambaste, corporate America, corporate entities, Bungie and Sony specifically, just like understand, like, it is what it is. Always consider the source, right? Like in media, always consider the source of the information that's being presented to you, right? So again, I'm bringing these issues up and highlighting them and making these points just to kind of have everyone take a deep breath, because the frustration isn't going to go away after you watch this video, right? But in time, as you process the information that I'm providing and the points that I'm making, as well as your own, educated and informed opinion, hopefully that just like chills you out, right? Especially if you're like on the high end of like the aggro scale for all the bullshit that's been going on. But I digress. Let's continue on. Season 22 launch update 7.2.0. Again, the road ahead that they're outlining here. We are deploying a large set of improvements meant to improve the self-healing ability of claims and reduce the odds of us needing to bring Destiny 2 temporarily offline when an issue occurs. We are adding functionality for services to detect claim services that are in an unhealthy state and send their messages to healthy services instead. We are additionally making 6 targeted fixes to claim systems where we have identified issues that can impact claim stability or recovery. We are making an improvement to better evict old gameplay messages in our pipelines, which should help with faster recoveries and reduce the chance of a death spiral of slow messages causing more slow messages. We are also deploying improvements that will help us to make Destiny 2 services even more robust in the future. Vague. I mean, how many times do entities put this sentence out? We are also deploying improvements that'll help us to make Company X services even more robust in the future. I mean, yeah, as you should. We are adding improved support for targeted chaos testing against our services, allowing us to better simulate different failure mods for our services. All right, so basically stress tests, right? We are adding more logging for non-claims portions of our messaging pipelines to detect other issues that could lead to connection problems for players. Finally, to reduce the odds of introducing new problems with these changes, we are also updating and expanding our claims unit test. This is automated testing that verifies code is behaving the way we expect it should. Season 23 launch update 7.3.0. Based on the results of our 7.2.0 updates and improved logging, we will be targeting deeper and broader architectural improvements to improve the service stability and rapid recovery of Destiny 2, which will include a range of additional improvements. Oh my god. I mean, I'm just frustrated reading your transparent response to community concerns. I mean, it's all good, man. I mean, look, I'm not a dev. If anyone in my community or the Destiny 2 community or the overall gaming community happens to watch this video, right? Especially if you're from Bungie, right? Like, I would love to have like an open dialogue and discourse. I would say at this point, just me and you, right? Where you could like respond in the comment section below to anything that I said, whether I was, hitting the nail on the head, or, perhaps you can't elaborate on something, but just, if you do happen to be watching this and you are able to, drop a comment, that would be appreciated. I just would, what I enjoy, right? What I enjoy hearing is from, the people that are getting their hands dirty, not necessarily the heads, but those that are like being directed, right? Because they're the ones that like ultimately know like where things are going to go, right? Because even if, let's just say, for example, it takes 50 people to do the job, right? And then a group lead or multiple group leads to put their final stamp of approval, and then it goes live. I'm assuming that's kind of like how it works, right? I would like to get the collective opinion of, the diligence and what their take is and what their level of frustration is in getting things going, and taking each of those 50 opinions and just hearing what they have to say. And I know this isn't realistic, but we can always dream, right? Because that would, I think, give me as a player more of an appreciation from just like one person trying to sum it up themselves from that organization itself. If it's one thing to like, it's like for me just like reiterating the Twid. But if you're able to read the Twid, right, and listen to other people reiterate the Twid, and then when you finally end up reading it, you have a more astute, informed, and educated opinion. So it kind of works like that. I just love to get more feedback. So even if someone is invested in like software development, right, and you happen to watch this video, please comment what your take is on the engineering team and the maintenance team here communicating this. What are your thoughts on it? What are your expectations? I would really appreciate that, and I'm sure the community would appreciate that type of discourse. So thank you in advance if you're so inclined to drop those in the comment section below. Season 23 launch, update 7.3.0. Based on the results of our 7.2.0 updates and improved loggings, we will be targeting deeper and broader architectural improvements to improve the service stability and rapid recovery of Destiny 2, which will include a range of additional improvements. We hope this sheds new light on what's been causing some recent stability issues, the methods we're using to track them, and what we're doing to improve game stability in the short, medium, long term, and when to expect those updates to go live. Please note that some of these changes will be structural in nature and could introduce additional instability as we initially roll them out. As always, we will work to minimize this risk with deep testing and around-the-clock monitoring, and will implement the most appropriate response needed to get everyone back online as quickly as possible when instability occurs. Our goal is to give Destiny 2 players the best possible experience, and we look forward to seeing the results of the work we've been doing since Lightfall's launch to improve stability. Thank you for your patience and feedback as we work towards achieving the milestones above. Feeling lucky. How's the fishing going, pals? How's the fishing going, fam? You guys logging on to Destiny and enjoying casting that rod out? I know I'm not. Again, I'm not here to bash fishing. It's cool, right? Like, it's a chill side activity, but it's just like, I'm just not up for it, man. Tell you what, if you are a big supporter of fishing, if you think it is, you know, the new end game in Destiny 2, then sell me on it. Drop me in the comments, sell me on fishing. Tell me why fishing is good for Destiny 2. Thank you. How's the fishing going, pals? Whether you are having a shocking good time on Nessus, catching a break into EDZ, at least it's a carp, you know, or spending time in the misty throne world, we have some exciting news for you. Starting at Reset on Tuesday as part of our Bungie Day celebrations, we will have a new fishing perk, Lucky Week. What does that mean exactly? Well, for 1 week, Nessus, the EDZ, and Throne World will have a bonus that doubles the exotic fish catch rate. Need to finish up that triumph? Get ready to get on out there, Guardians, and watch for more Bungie Day details coming out next week. Yay! The Witness's origins. Before you can confront the Witness, you must understand it. Last week, our sweet friend Asa came through and introduced us to the Witness's origins, and we had a few of our most pressing questions answered. What even is the Witness? Where did it come from? And what does it want? If you haven't watched this and want to save the moment for the game, this is your spoiler warning. I'm going to go ahead and play this because this is a fantastic cutscene. And again, I want to emphasize this. I've said it on my streams plenty of times with all my friends, clanmates. Again, big up to Lord Guardian Council. What's up, everybody? As well as the Lord Guardian Council Discord server. If you are looking for a great, friendly, all-inclusive, awesome community, please try out Lord Guardian Council Discord server. We're here to help you. And as we always say here at Sloop Gaming, let's level up together. Definitely check it out. If you're looking for a Discord server because you don't have one, or you're looking for another community to hang out with. I am going to show this cinematic, so spoiler alert. Enjoy.
Before you can confront the Witness, you must understand it. The Witness's first victims were once like you, struggling for survival, bolstered by hope, until their hopes became reality. They called it the Gardener, their deity of life. It ushered them into a golden age. For eons they prospered, but their newfound god never spoke to them. It lavished them with gifts, but not with guidance. And though they lived in paradise, they came to crave a greater purpose. They desired meaning, structure, a winnower, to shape the garden. Their scholars discovered that the Gardener shared a connection with another entity among the stars. They called it the Veil, and when they found it, they arrived to claim it. They already knew much about the light, how it could bend the laws of the universe and create life. But they came to realize that it could bring ruin just as easily. The cosmic events it set in motion could wipe out entire civilizations in a heartbeat, without reason. And so they saw the light, not as a source of prosperity, but of unfettered chaos. By studying the Veil, they came to know the darkness. A power that was shaped by thought and consciousness. And in the darkness, they found the means to carve away the chaos of existence, to calcify it into a final shape. Eternal and perfected. They brought the veil back to the gardener in an attempt to strengthen their connection. There, they could reshape reality itself. The gardener would not allow it. And so it fled their world. But they would not be deterred. Having witnessed the truth in the darkness, they used its binding power to merge themselves into the salvation they craved. Thus began the Witness's pursuit. Its campaign to impose meaning on a meaningless universe. One that is nearly at its end.
Again, that cutscene is fantastic. The black and white ink art style that Bungie has put out with these cutscenes is something I very much look forward to. I think it's, I mean, just like chef's kiss for breaking the story down and just making it so like visually stunning and compelling. So thank you, dev art team, for all the work and putting this fantastic cinematic together. Very well done. And then follows up here with a tweet. For those wondering, yes, the cinematic will continue to be viewable in-game after year 6 of Destiny 2 concludes. So one good thing that Bungie also does on their YouTube channel is they have a lot of the archives, right? So definitely check out their YouTube channel for like archival videos, audio, what have you. Following up is Drown in the Drip. Today we are announcing our final picks for the Drown in the Drip fashion competition. There were choices beyond choices, and we really had to dig through your closets. We mean screenshots, and we thank you for that. And if you like events like this, be sure to sound off on socials. So without further ado, here are the final winners. Without further ado, I thought they already announced the winners of the fashion contest. Is this like, well, no, wait a second. Now it's the final because the people that were selected before with all like, retreaded fashion designs. And again, I said it on the 0 Hour podcast last week with Venomous Panther. I said it I believe in last week's Twid. I'm not discounting like any of these Guardians out there that were selected by Bungie and then highlighted, right? Like you going in game, putting together the fashion and then posting it and having Bungie selected. That's fantastic, right? That's what tens of other thousands of Guardians want to happen as well, right? Your name just happened to get drawn, right? Maybe the shader that you use was a better green than somebody else's, right? But the fact remains is that what was submitted has already not just been acknowledged by the community, but acknowledged by Bungie and like featured as like a W for posting that type of content. So, and especially being in theme with Drown with the Drip, from here, it looks like it's more appropriate. So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Is this like a makeup for what had happened before, or is this something completely different? So curious what your thoughts are on it. We got Big Daddy Tej at BD Tej. We also have Oryx, the British King, at Mirage is Best. Good job there. Silva at Silva _ and Agarord Raven. I'm butchering these names at Agarord Raven. So again, log on to Bungie.net, go to their Twitter accounts. You guys can check these out. And then lastly, it's Prime Time, Guardians. Heads up, the current Prime Gaming rewards are being extended through July 19th. If you hadn't had a chance to sign up for Prime Gaming, now is the time to do it. Not sure what Prime Gaming is? It's a neat program with Amazon that gives Guardian a few legendary and exotic items. It's really easy to set up, and if you already have Amazon Prime, you already have Prime Gaming. So just follow this link to learn more and get your account link to snag those awesome items. What's also great about being an Amazon Prime member is that you're automatically introduced to Prime Gaming. So the link is here in this week's Twid to link your Bungie account to your Amazon Prime account in order to collect these rewards. But it's also a fantastic way to support Sloop Gaming on Twitch. With your Amazon Prime subscription through your Prime Gaming, you're also able to subscribe for free at no cost to you because it's already included in your Amazon Prime membership. A free Prime sub. You can either use it for yourself or you can gift it to someone else in the community to Sloop Gaming. So if you are looking to do that and you happen to catch me on stream, I would very much appreciate it. It goes a long way to helping out, myself financially on this side of the screen as a new content creator, both on YouTube and Twitch. It's very difficult to get traction going, and part of the revenue flow that I'm looking to build up, part of that is from subscriptions through Twitch. Specifically through Prime Gaming. So if you are an Amazon Prime member and you're looking to support the channel, a Prime sub is a positive way to impact the creativity and the business of Sloop Gaming. So again, thank you so much for considering that. If you've done so already, thank you. Community Emblem competition. The time has come to flex those artistic skills and win the opportunity to have your emblem design featured in-game. To kick off this year's Bungie Day Giving Festival, the Bungie Foundation and community team are inviting all Guardians worldwide to join in our first ever global emblem competition. The support shown to the Bungie Foundation over the years and the desire to do good in the world is #emblematic of the true nature and spirit of this amazing community. With this in mind, we wanted to do our part to give back a bit and celebrate the community roots of Bungie Day in July. Over the years, we have been inspired by so much of the incredibly talented fan art we've seen, and we wanted to give you the opportunity to have that talent enshrined in-game. One winning design will become the featured emblem during the future charity campaign. Beginning today, Guardians can submit their designs on Twitter. All submissions will be reviewed by our selection committee, and 3 finalists will be chosen. The final 3 designs will be voted on internally by a group of Bungie employees to determine the winner. The winner will work with our art team to finalize the design and ensure it meets all necessary requirements. Below are the guidelines for submissions. Nameplate dimensions are 474 by 96 pixels. Other components of full emblem design, the icon and the header, are not required for submission. There are no theme or color restrictions. The world is your oyster. Art must be 2D and non-animated. Submissions must include the hashtag emblematic to be included in the competition. Branding, logos, or any third-party intellectual property cannot be included. Any hateful or explicit imagery will lead to immediate disqualification. This is not a popularity contest. All submissions will be presented to the voting panel without identifying information about the original artist. All submissions are subject to this policy. The submission period will be open from today until July 13th. The winner will be announced in the July 20th Twid via official social channels. Please reach out to the charity events at Bungie.com if there are any questions. Good luck, Guardians. We can't wait to see those emblems. And it says all submissions are subject to this policy. I guarantee you, this is not just something that they, legal is telling them to disclose, but it's also in response to the art that was used in the cutscene that we just saw. That was from a community artist that a Bungie third party had used as a resource asset to put together the cutscene on the project that they were hired to do. So I'm just going to click this just to make sure. Submitting an idea to Bungie. We love your energy and passion about games and know how much time goes into the game and product ideas you want to share with us. Bungie employees are also developing ideas for new games and features. Because of the range of these creative ideas, unless you are specifically requested to do so by a Bungie employee, we cannot accept ideas or concepts from people outside of Bungie. If you still choose to submit your ideas to Bungie, then regardless of what your communication says, and even if you are requested to submit by a Bungie employee, unless you reach a separate agreement with the Bungie legal team following the terms shall apply to your submissions. By submitting content, you agree that the submissions may be treated as non-confidential and non-proprietary. Bungie has no obligations concerning the submissions, including review or return of any materials or an acknowledgement of receipt of any submissions. Bungie may use, redistribute, or disclose the submissions worldwide without any restriction in any way for any purpose whatsoever, commercial or otherwise, without any compensation or credit obligation to you or any third party. Let's read that one more time. Bungie may use, redistribute, or disclose the submissions worldwide without any restrictions in any way for any purpose whatsoever, commercial or otherwise, without any compensation or credit obligation to you or any third party. Okay. Now, we get that, right? But what the fickle fingers, the upset villagers with their torches and pitchforks, when you had a third party, right? When you approved, right? Whoever was part of that design team that put that fantastic cutscene out that I so aptly applauded for what they do, right? Whoever approved the third party individual or group of individuals that ultimately pulled that asset out from a community artist and then basically used it, verbatim, identical, all right, to repurpose into that cutscene again, which is fantastic. We know that what we just read, number 3 here, in submitting an idea to Bungie, we know you don't have to do shit. Like, yes. But that sucks to not do anything, right? Because I find it very hard to believe, right? Because this is my opinion. You have a responsibility, right, to make sure, not just in-house, but any third party, what the assets that they're using are like their own assets, right? Because that lends credibility to not only your internal team, but those third parties, because they're doing their job. They're being artistic. They're being creative. This is their own assets, right? You wouldn't think that they're stealing or reiterating or reusing or repurposing another person's art or idea, right? Even though technically this community artist was also doing the same thing using images that Bungie had already put out, the pyramids, the statue with the drape over it, right? And just putting his own spin on it, right? So it goes both ways. But bottom line, yes, Bungie, legal team, we know that you don't have to do shit. But wouldn't it be nice for you to be that different company that you so often advertise that you are, that progressive institution, right? And then also considering the aforementioned multi-billion-dollar deal, and again, it may take a long time for the money to trickle downstream for ultimately somebody within Bungie internal to say, you know what? We know that this third-party artist, this third-party outsourced, used an asset from a community artist. Let's do right and compensate them, which they did, right? So, big W. Where's my, let me post my Jay-Z meme and everyone's standing up. You know what I mean? Like, let me be that guy, right? So good job, but I think what I'm trying to say is don't wait until the community knocks at your door, because as passionate as this community is, we're knocking on your door every day, right? Just do the right thing, man. Right? It's fucking money. At the end of the day, you're gonna die broke, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy making money as the next cat. I want my business to be successful and as profitable as it can be, right? And it will be with the work that I'm going to put in the work that I have. But at the end of the day, it's just fucking money, man. It's just paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bungie, for all the good things that you do and all the positive impressions that you make, be one step ahead of the game and don't let shit like this happen again in the future, right? That's from me to you, right? Like, I want Bungie as a friend, right? Not just as a business and as a game developer. But if I'm chilling, having a drink with Bungie, right? Like, hey man, like, look, you're a good person. You're doing all the good things, but what you did right there, it's kind of shitty, even though you're legally obligated to not do anything, like, still, it was kind of shitty to, like, not be proactive and, like, hook this person up. You know what I mean? Like, you did it now, and that's good, but doing it after the fact doesn't make you as progressive as the company image that, you put out there so often. So, way to come back and do the right thing. But let's do the right thing before people start knocking at your door, asking questions. So, what are your thoughts on the whole scenario? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Player support report. Fish are friends, not food. Drifter. Again, with the fishing. The player support team is back and ready to inform about the bugs and known issues. Sit back, relax, and watch them perform. Okay, we can confirm I'm not a poet, but the player support team is super rad, and this is their report. Bans and restrictions. Players who have received a ban or restriction are advised to review our code of conduct and ban policy article for more information. Players may use the contact form to appeal the decision. There are no guarantees that a ban or suspension will be overturned, nor that an email will be responded to. See, and that right then and there is the fucking problem, man. Right? This is why people are like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, this is why people get fucking frustrated and upset, right? Because of that legalese fucking talk, man. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Just like I said before in my other point about submitting Bungie ideas. Yes, Bungie legal. You do not have an obligation to compensate people for their ideas that they submit outside of Bungie, right? Or even maybe your own fucking employees that submit the idea, right? But the good thing to do, the progressive company, the image that you project to everybody, right? Like that should be the norm in your business model, right? What also should be the norm, right? Because as much as you like to say that you're transparent and communicating, when people are fucking banned, right? And they're like, submit an email and go through the process, right? That is outlined in the code of conduct and the ban policy article. If I put an appeal form out there, yes, there's no guarantees that a ban or suspension will be overturned. Okay? There's no guarantee. There are no guarantees in life. Life isn't fair. Trust me. Been there, done that, continue to live that. Okay? But not that an email will be responded to not even get a response. To not even get a response, I think, is disgusting. Right? Like, there should be a response. And at the very least, your standard corporate response. Like, if a blatant cheater or someone that's going against the TOS, right? The code of conduct that's violating the ban policy, if it's blatant and you have the evidence, right? After reading the appeal, right? And they're like, well, how come I got banned? Right? Then just give them a stamp, right? But if there's any type of gray area whatsoever, right? If there's even like a shred of doubt into the ban, right? If there can be a counter argument made against the ban, it deserves more than just like a standard corporate response, nay, a response in and of itself, right? To include here at the end that nor an email will be responded to. It's just bad taste, man. You know, this is why people are like, I don't want to play anymore, or I don't want to log in anymore, you know? Not necessarily like the new players, but like the OGs, people that have been around for years, you know? Putting that in there is just a bad taste. You're putting it in there to protect yourself and to say, we told you. Not because it's something that I think you really want to do. Again, be that progressive company. Take this out right here. Do you really need to include that? Right? What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comments. Known issues. While we continue investigating known issues, here is a list of the latest issues that were reported to us in our #help forum. Oh, let me just say this before I continue, because we're almost done here. For everyone on social media that routinely will come to bat, either defending Bungie or defending the individual or individuals that are banned, right? You're entitled to your opinion. I mean, that's what social media is for. That's why the internet is great, right? For you to get your thoughts out there, to get your opinion out there. But to what end? To how effective is that going to be to get said organization or said violators, quote unquote, reinstated or up to speed, or agreeing with you? You know, you're just kind of venting. So a lot of times, like, you know, social media, if it's not entertaining, if it's not informative, it's just like it's a fucking air vent, you know. If you're something that you're really truly passionate on, I mean, I don't even know what to do. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on, okay, I'm a player, I see the company acting upon its terms of service, they unjustly banned person X outside of posting an angry Twitter or concerned social media post. What are my options? I'm curious. What is the other option outside of just expressing your opinion to like really push Bungie or any organization, any developer studio for that matter, to overturn a ban that you believe is wrong? Like, what are the steps? If someone has more information on that, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks. While we continue to investigate various known issues, here is a list of the latest issues that were reported to us in our #help forum. We are aware of an issue where the Battle Rhythm seasonal challenge incorrectly instructs players to defeat targets anywhere in the system. This challenge can be successfully completed in Crucible, Gambit, or Vanguard ARP's playlist. The Strand Slayer Crucible bounty is not progressing from Strand primary weapon kills. Players can be eliminated by a finisher if the enemy is eliminated before the finisher animation completes. The Efficient Angler seasonal challenge is progressing inconsistently. The Taken Portal and Heart at the end of the Last Wish raid can appear off to the side. For a full list of emergent issues in Destiny 2, players can review our known issues article. Players who observe other issues should report them to our #help forum. And again, use that forum. You guys have any issues, see anything, submit it there. I mean, they're reading it and reporting it every week, so they're working on it, right? Can't just, change it overnight, but they're conscious of it, right? So if there's something that you're frustrated about, something that, you're complaining to your friends about, or just to yourself, or banging your head against the wall, instead of going to social media and saying, fuck you, Bungie, fix your game, use the #help forum and be proactive and constructive to help the devs out correct the problem that's causing you frustration. And then lastly, rolling into deep, Bruno says, it took you all long enough to actually make a video about the first joke I thought about when I first heard about Season of the Deep. Totally worth the wait, though. Movie of the week, Rolling into Deep. Go check that out. And then Timon says, as a big Spider-Man fan, I really, really enjoyed this one. Love the creativity the community comes up with week after week. Movie of the week, Destiny 2 X Spider-Man. Also have Gorgeous Guardians. Hippie says, what's up, Hippie? A little bit of spice and a splash of nice. That's not the saying, but phew, is that accurate for this art pick? The aesthetic? Gorgeous. The first glance? Wholesome. The text? Brutal. I never knew cross-stitch could be so metal. But here we go. Nothing but slow claps. Nothing but slow claps. Art of the week, existential cross-stitch. That's pretty cool, man. Sam says, there is just something about sitting in the helm and watching your fish friends swim around to really ground yourself. Heh. Get it? Because you're in space. And take a break from the world for a minute. Because you're not on the world. You're in space. Don't forget to take care of yourselves, Guardians. And some more art of the week. All right, Guardians, that wraps it up for this week. Make sure you signed up for your Prime Gaming rewards. Make sure you use that Amazon Prime to drop that sub or gift a sub to Sloop Gaming. Go catch all the fish. Get your emblematic emblem submitted. Finish up your final dive quest if you haven't already. And stay out of the water on Nessus. It's spicy. Stay crafty, Sam. Thanks again, Sam. And listen, thanks again for everyone for watching the video. Again, appreciate all the love, support, follows on Twitter, TikTok, the subs, the likes, the shares here on YouTube, and all the follows and subs that you guys have been dropping on me on the Twitch. Really appreciate it. I got a huge Everest to climb here on this content creating journey that I put myself on, but I'm loving each step as we get closer and closer to the summit. Thank you so much. Be safe, stay vigilant, and as always, may the light protect us all. Peace out. Thank you for watching. Likes and shares are very much appreciated, and subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Peace.